Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today is day 1 of classroom decorating. As you can see, my entire classroom is blank, so we have lots to do. Today the goal is to get my bulletin boards started, and then we'll see what else we get to. But my classroom walls are mostly covered in bulletin boards, so that's going to be the big chunk of what I'm focusing on up front. And then as we progress throughout the next few days, we'll start getting like the rug and my cozy corner all set up and progress like to my teacher desk. And so I'm going to bring you guys along with me. So let's get started. Okay, I have the fabric up on this wall, and then let me spin you around. I have the fabric and the bulletin board border up on this wall. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the bulletin board borders on my yellow wall, and then that leaves all the bulletin boards covered besides the outside one, but I'm not gonna do that till we come back for school because they're doing construction out there, so they wanted all the hallway bulletin boards down so they don't get dusty, so I'm gonna wait and do that one in August. But while I am working on finishing up the bulletin board borders, Kobe is graciously, let me show you, taking all of the labels off of this cart because I need to relabel it because my classes changed, our blocks changed, we no longer have red and black days. It's taking it forever because if you can see, I use super small font, so it's really hard to peel off. So I'm thankful that Kobe's doing that while I am finishing up my bulletin boards. Okay, we've been here for about 3 hours and we are done for the day. We made really good progress. We got all of my bulletin boards in my classroom put up. We got all the borders put on and all of the words, lettering, decor put on the bulletin boards as well. In addition, Kobe got all of my old labels taken off of my cart, my cabinets, my desk, and my podium so that those are ready to put new labels on, and that is where we're going to stop for the day. Here is the other side of the bulletin boards that are done. Next time we're going to focus on finishing putting up all this stuff on the walls, and then we'll start arranging stuff on the floor. Okay, we're back for day 2 of classroom decorating. Last time we got all of the bulletin boards put up in my classroom. The only bulletin board left is the one outside of my classroom, but I'm not going to do that one until teachers come back and the construction is finished, because that's why we had to take it down, because there's just lots of construction and it would just get dusty and gross anyways, especially because I used fabric on my bulletin boards, so I really don't want to put it up until pretty close to the beginning of the school year. Today Kobe is going to work on putting labels on my cart for me, and then I am going to, I can't decide if I'm going to work on like putting contact paper up, getting my cozy corner set up, or my desk area. So we'll see what we end up doing. So far, I got everything up on my whiteboard. I got my border, my planner sign, and then all of my classes so that I can write down their assignments when we have homework in class. And then I also did a little bit of rearranging. I stacked these two shelves right here and took the shelf away from over there and the second shelf away from here. These are going to be my students' care closet shelves, so I provide them like basic supplies and snacks in case they need it throughout the day, they forget it, they don't have access to it at home. So over here is their cozy corner anyway, so I thought it would be kind of cool if their care closet was in their cozy corner, just so they feel more comfortable going to the care closet. Okay, we've kind of got our desk area set up. Obviously this isn't the final setup because I've got some other stuff on here that won't stay. I'm just setting it there as I'm putting up stuff in my classroom. Now we're gonna move on and put a couple more things up on the walls. So I'll show you that once we're finished. We got some things up on the wall. I also set up the front of my room. We've got our little whiteboard because this is where I put all of my I can statements. And then I'm gonna try out this podium with the chair. Last year I didn't actually use it as a podium. I used it as like a sign out station for my kids when they left the room. But this year they're using e-hall pass, so they won't need to sign out on paper. So we're gonna keep this as like a podium, and instead of having my mouse and my keyboard on one of the extra tables I have, I'm gonna try to keep it on my podium and then have the chair there in case I want that. It is a little bulky, it juts out. Usually it was pushed against the wall last year, so we'll see how we like it. I think we're gonna move on and put some more decorations up on the wall, so I'll show you what we have once we finish. Okay, we got all of these put up on the wall. And they have Velcro command strips, so I can take them out and change them for like different seasons. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna work in our cozy corner. Let me show it to you. The next thing we're gonna do is work on getting this cozy corner set up. This is the last super big area in my room that needs to be set up. And then I'll put my little decorations around, and all that will be left to do probably another day is finish putting stuff up on the walls. Okay, we've gotten a lot done. We got our cozy corner set up. We got our decorations on our shelf and our little table. I got my tapestry hung, and we hung this decor piece that I made last year. So this area is coming along, just a few finishing touches later on. But going really good so far. And Kobe has been cutting labels this whole time, so thankful that he's doing all the tedious stuff, so I've been able to get all of this kind of set up and almost ready to go. We are back for day 3 of classroom decorating. It's just me today. Kobe came with me on my first 2 days, but I came alone today because I don't have a lot to do, just some tedious stuff that I can do on my own. Today we're going to focus on finishing, getting all the hangings done on the wall, and then we're going to focus on putting contact paper on a couple of areas where I want contact paper, and then putting the labels up. And I also need to finish a couple of places with some bulletin board border. So that's our goal today. Okay, so far we got all of the plants put up on my plant hangers from the ceiling. And we got those 3 pieces on the front of the wall hung up with our command strips. So everything that needs to be hung up with command strips currently is done. Now we're gonna move on to finishing like the stuff that I've printed off and laminated, like my sticker shop, voice level posters, my social contract, and getting that stuff up on the wall. And then all we'll really have left after that is to do contact paper and labels. These are all the labels that need to be put up. There are quite a few, so this is going to take me a while. These all have to go on my cart. This is going with the sticker shop. These will go on my cabinets after I contact paper them. This needs to be on my bulletin board. This needs to go on my little whiteboard. These are my voice level posters I'm going to hang. And then those won't go up today. They're for the outside bulletin board, but because of construction, I'm waiting till closer to school to put that up. Okay, our voice level posters, which are right here, and the I can, for my I can statements, are put up in the front of the room. My social contract ratings are put up as well. And my sticker shop is put up as well. So now everything that goes up on the wall is officially put up. The only things I have left to do is contact paper a bunch of different stuff and put the labels on my cabinets after I contact paper it. So that's going to take me a while, so that's probably what I'll spend pretty much the rest of my time doing, other than I'm going to restock some items in my care closet that I got from my wish list and break down some boxes before I start doing the contact paper. Okay, I spent the last 45 minutes getting all of these labels on this cart. I did have other labels, but they didn't really match the rest of the classroom, and now these labels fit in perfectly. Also, we added another block and I added another class, so I had to change the labels anyways. And it is 3:50, so I've been here almost 2.5, 3 hours. So I think I'm gonna head home. I didn't get started on the contact paper, which I did want to do, but that's literally the only thing I have left to do decoration-wise in my classroom. I have to put up the contact paper wherever I want to put it, and then put the labels on top, which are already made and laminated. I just obviously can't put on my labels on the cabinet until I have the contact paper that I'm going to put them over. So I think we're going to end here today for day 3. I cannot believe I essentially finished my classroom in 3 days. My first 2 years, it took me days, weeks, because my first year, obviously I had nothing. My second year, I completely changed my entire theme, so it was I was starting over. But now I have everything, I prepare everything and laminate it pretty much the end of the prior school year, and I already had all of my bulletin board fabric clipped together, ready to go. So it made the process really fast this year. I've done more than I've ever done, and it only took me 3 days. It also helped that the first 2 days I had Kobe's help. That really sped things up. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end here for the day. I'll be back sometime this week, and then that will end the vlog. Because this is day 3, but really it's been a couple of weeks. I just have come a couple of days throughout the last 2 weeks. But I'll end the vlog on day 4 next time when I finish the contact paper and the labels. And then we will be done for the year. We'll be ready, which is absolutely nuts. It's already almost the end of the summer. I'm really excited to come back, but also a little sad that summer's coming to an end. But excited, so mixed emotions. So I will see you guys on day 4 when we are ready to put up contact paper and put up our labels. Hello friends, we are back for day 4 of classroom decorating. Cross our fingers, this should probably be the last day unless this just takes forever. The only thing we have left in the whole classroom to do, besides little small details that we'll do the day we come back for professional development, we have a whole week and a half before kids get here. So filling the sticker shop, putting up the outside bulletin board, because I'm not going to put it up yet since there's still construction and I don't want it to get too dusty. Those little small things, those are literally the only 2 things I can think of. I'll do that week we're back for professional development, but the last thing I have to do to get my class ready for starting school is putting the contact paper on the cabinets and the podium, and kind of where I want just a fun little extra flair in my classroom. It doesn't even necessarily have to get done. I obviously didn't have that done last year. Everything that I had done last year is done. It's ready to go. So this is all we have left to do is contact paper, and then I have some labels, but most of these labels go on places where I'm going to put contact paper, so we have to wait until we can get that contact paper put up. So that's what we're going to work on today, so let's get started. I have 2 different patterns of contact paper. This one I have 2 rolls of, this one I have 3 rolls of, so I'm trying to decide where I want to put it. I'm thinking this white stuff I want to go on the front of my desk, and then possibly putting like a rainbow border around the edge of my desk. I think that would be super cute, because this is kind of plain, and I think it might add a fun flair. The other places I was thinking about adding contact paper were some of the cabinets or the shelves, but I'm not necessarily sure. I do for sure want contact paper on the front podium. So I think we'll start with the podium in the desk and see where that gets us. Okay, here's my dilemma. This fits pretty much perfect, except there's just a little gap on both sides that would really throw me off. And same thing with this one. So what I'm thinking is put it centered, and then there'll be like a little gap here and a little gap here. But I have a white, like plain white bulletin board border that has like loops, like humps, kind of like a rainbow, but it's plain white, and I could put that like on the side here, so that it would cover the little tiny gap that existed, so it wouldn't look weird seeing like the wood poke through. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I just have to decide if I want to do this one or this one. Initially, I wanted to do this one, which has like cactuses and flowers and stuff, but if you look at it next to this whiteboard, this isn't like a solid white, and then you also have the boho rainbows behind it. So I'm thinking maybe actually this one, which draws in the solid white of the boho rainbow posters and the whiteboard. I think that's what we're gonna do. I have this border, which is like the rainbow border that I use everywhere else in my classroom. I think that just might be too much though. Like there's already a lot of busyness going on, and I don't want my classroom to feel like overwhelming. So I'm thinking possibly just like the plain white border, or I could just leave it just like that. I'm thinking the plain white border. We can always take it down and then see what it looks like. If we can always put it up, and then if we don't like it, we can take it down. I also have the yellow, but I only bought this because it was reversible and I needed the white side. The yellow doesn't match anything in my classroom. Oh yeah, I think that will be cute. Yeah, I think that's cute. I think we're gonna do that. But I'll be back when I finish because I have to figure out a way to get this up here. Okay, here's how the podium turned out. I think it turned out super cute, and I'm really glad I went with the white. This is what the front of the room looks like now. I just think the white goes really well with the posters and the whiteboard already there. Okay, I got the front podium done. I still have a lot of contact papering to do, but I was originally going to hang the hall passes on the podium, but it looks too cute and it's a little too low, I think, to hang the hall passes. So I think I've come up with a solution. I'm going to take this and I'm going to put like tacks in it, because the tacks will go through this wood. This is just like one of those crafting signs you're supposed to paint. I've had it in my classroom for 2 years and never used it. So I'm going to stick the tacks in it, and then I'm going to hang the hall passes off of the tacks, which I used to have like a bulletin board at the front of my classroom, which the hall passes hung off of tacks anyways. So I'm gonna hang the hall passes off of tacks, and then I'm either gonna command strip it up to the front wall right by the door, or I'm actually gonna command strip it onto the door. I could like get a hook and hang it and command strip it like that, but if I do it from the door, I don't want it to like swing. So I think I'll just like take the rope off and just command strip it with like the 2 Velcro command strips onto the back of the door so that it doesn't swing. Because my door is always closed during like instruction time. I open it during passing periods and my plan period, but during instruction time it's closed because the hallway's distracting. I'm like right in the middle of the building, so then I can easily see like what hall passes have been taken, and kids can like grab it on their way out the door. I'm hoping that they won't fall off like when they open the door, but I'm thinking if it's command stripped on instead of hung by a hook, that will eliminate the falling off problem. So that's kind of what we're going to do now. I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. Okay, it worked for now. The tacks are barely in there because they were super hard to get into the wood. I didn't test it out very well. So I think it's gonna hold, but I might look into getting like something else to put on it other than tacks that will stay better. But even when I open the door, they don't come off. And then I'll probably make like a cute sign that says like, cute label that says like hall pass to put up above. So I might do that tonight and then bring that in next time I come. Okay, we've begun the desk. You can see I've started my first cabinet door. I'm feeling a little bit stressed about this part, but I think what we're gonna do is go through and do a full thing on each cabinet, and then we'll come back and we'll match up the fabric or the contact paper and cut it for the last half or the last like little sliver of this part. And if we need to, I have a whole another brand new thing of this, so I should have more than enough, even if I have to get into the brand new one, to match up the pattern so that it doesn't look weird. Okay, I got my whole desk covered in contact paper. I think it looks so cute. And then I added on the labels just to tell me what is in each cabinet. So this is kind of what the final product of my desk looks like. I might change the labels. I made them before I knew which contact paper I was gonna put on there. So we might just do like simple labels with no rainbows, but the rainbows do match everything else in my classroom, so we'll see. Okay, you guys, I actually changed where the labels are placed. I placed them up above with tape. We'll see if the tape holds. I might have to figure out something different, but for right now they're holding. I just didn't like it on this fun contact paper. I just want this to have its moment, and I kind of like the label sticking up. It's kind of almost like a bulletin board border. But for my desk, and I don't keep anything on the front of my desk anyways, so I think it adds just a little bit of fun to the desk, a little bit of dimension. The last thing I'm debating is whether to contact paper these or that cabinet. But honestly, I don't want like too much to be going on in my classroom, and I think I'm on the verge of that. So I think we're gonna leave it blank for now. We're just gonna put up the labels, and then we'll see kind of how I'm feeling once we get into the school year, or like in like a week or so. If I think it could use more, then I will add the contact paper. But for right now, I kind of like the 2 places I have the contact paper to have its moment, and keep the other spots, like I don't really want the cabinet to be a focal point, so just keep those neutral. Day 4 is done. We are gonna go to Hobby Lobby, get a couple things. I thought today would be my last day, but I have just a few little things. It'll probably take me like under an hour. Like a couple labels I need to finish and put up, a couple things I need from Hobby Lobby, and then we will truly be done after day 5. Hello and welcome back to day 5 of classroom setup. Today is our final day. Hold on. We are in the final push to get our classroom ready for the school year. So we have just a few things. I have to laminate one last set of labels for my hall pass. I don't know what to call it. Plaque. It's like a plaque, and I'm gonna put hall passes on the top of it. And then we have to put on these little screws because I have tacks on there, but the tacks like don't really stick in. I think they're gonna fall off. So I have to put on these little hooks with screws to hang the hall passes from off of that. So that's the first thing we're gonna do. After that, we need to, let me see, I have a list. Okay, so we have to put on the hall pass labels, screw in the new screws for the hall pass plaque, and then, hold on, I have a list, but all my labels are on it. So, this is our to-do list. So, hall pass, labels, and hooks. I'm gonna stock my sticker shop. I'm gonna go ahead and do like a deep clean of the computers and the desks. I cleaned them before we left, but it's just dusty and there's been some construction in here, so we need to do that. And then that only leaves us with like 3 things that are not finished that I cannot do today, that I'll do when we come back, like, and we're in school. Teachers are in school for like a week and a half, 2 weeks before the kids start, and we have a little bit of time to work on our classroom then. So I need to get some brackets to hold 2 shelves together. I just don't have them yet. So I need to do that. I'll do that when we come back for actual school, when school starts. I need to do the outside bulletin board outside my classroom. It's a little one. It won't take me very long. The only reason I don't have it done is because there's construction going on in our school, and so they asked us not to put like anything on the walls because they're painting and everything gets super dirty. So I'm gonna wait till we come back, staff comes back to put that bulletin board up, because I don't want it to get super dirty, so I can't do that one yet. And then the last thing that I can't do yet is print out and hang the bell schedules. So we have the bell schedules, but we don't have like the lunch bell schedules, and last year they changed like a million times. So I haven't done any of that yet because I don't want to print it out, hang it up on my wall, and then have to redo it later. So we haven't done that yet. So that is all. Then my classroom is ready to go. Obviously there might be like some little things, like I have an information station printing out the lunch menu the week we start school, like kind of daily stuff that I do. But other than that, that is all for classroom setup. So it won't take us very long. We'll be here like maybe an hour today. And then we'll be done. So we're gonna finish out today. I'll give you a classroom tour and then we'll be ready for the start of the school year. I just finished the hall pass sign. It is so cute, look at it. And then I'm gonna put it on the door, and then the hall passes will hang from here. I'm gonna let it dry for just a minute, and then we'll put it on the door at the end, just to make sure that these don't start to slide down, because I glued them with a wood glue instead of hot glue, since it's like a wood surface. So I need them to dry just a little bit. So we'll put that up at the end before we leave. Okay, our sticker shop is stocked and ready to go for the year. The only thing we have left to do before we are done for the summer, and I'll give you my classroom tour, is we need to do some quick cleaning. So let me go down, wipe some desk area off, clean some computers, and then I'll be back for the classroom tour. Our final things, we got our hall pass plaque hung up on the door, and all my hall passes are hanging neatly from it. And watch. They don't fall off. So we're good to go. This always stays closed during instruction, so this will be a really easy way for students to remember to grab a hall pass on their way out of the classroom. Like the doors open during passing period and my plan period, but when kids are in here, because I'm in a main traffic area, it's closed, so it's quieter. So when they come, they'll grab their hall pass and go out the door, and then when they get back, they'll come back, hang it back up. So great way to remind kids to grab a hall pass, and a super cute way to hang the hall passes. Okay, we are officially done, so it's time for the classroom tour.